for any of our viewers who are upset with me over this show, over me saying you should vote for Trump, not just to stop Hillary, but to blow a hole in the Republican establishment. Any of you, write me. We're getting emails. I read them on the air. I'm happy to use your emails as a backdrop. I'll answer your questions. I take this in deadly earnest. Listen, you don't have to be a prophet. You don't have to be insightful. You don't have to have oodles of knowledge to see that America is in deep trouble. We are dying as a culture, all right? I have been saying in every venue that I could, national radio, national television, print media, things under my control, things not under my control, that America is dying and that we are in danger of the judgment of God because of the blood that is crying out to God for vengeance. Read 2 Kings chapter 24. Read about the destruction of Judah and Jerusalem, the destruction of the temple because of the blood that cried from the ground. Okay? Read Leviticus chapter 20. Study the theme of innocent blood. We're in trouble, people. This republic may not survive. But this I can tell you. If we continue on our current trajectory, then we for sure won't survive. We for sure won't survive. Now, some people have said to me, well, where does God use somebody as wicked as Trump to bring about righteous change? Cyrus, king of Persia, had the Jews go back and rebuild the temple. Nebuchadnezzar, God used Nebuchadnezzar to bring judgment on Israel. And then Nebuchadnezzar saved Daniel. Think about it. And the 3 Hebrew children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Think about that. Or Jehu, son of Nimshi, that rideth furiously. He was used by God to bring judgment on Ahab and Jezebel. And Jehu was not a good man. He continued worshiping the idols. All right? So, but God even promised him that him and his sons for 4 generations would hold the throne of Israel because he did what God told him to do against Ahab and Jezebel. So yes, of course there are times when God uses flawed people to do good things. You know what? Listen to me for a minute. Think in your own life. Think of your own life. Maybe your mom or your dad or a grandpa or a relative or a neighbor, someone who's not really devout. You question whether or not they're a Christian at all. But God used them to help you once. With guidance, with a material need, with like a word, like, the dumb ass speaking, the donkey that spoke. Maybe God used them to speak something to you and you're like, man, where did that come from? So in your own life, you know that there are times that God has used flawed people, some of them very flawed people, to help you or to guide you or to rebuke you. How could you not see that the same thing could be happening with Trump for the country? All right? Well, is this what we've become? Yes, this is what we've become. This is a bread and circus country. That should not be a newsflash to you. All right? But as long as there's bread and circuses that are making the general public numb, when Donald Trump comes in swinging against the Republican establishment and against Hillary, man, there's a fight worth watching. And guess what? It's not a circus. It's the real thing. And if Trump loses this election and Hillary wins this election, then the Obama-Clinton freight train that just drives us into the jaws of hell is going to continue unabated. And then we'll see what happens. We'll see what we look like 10, 20, 30 years from now. Which do you pick?